Rivers State?
Okay, so the fight between the former governor of Rivers State and the FCT Minister and the current governor is about sharing money. If not, what's the quarrel? Nigerians don't dislike corruption again. Because I've not seen anybody on the street shouting about what is the quarrel. Can both of them speak to the public and tell us what the quarrel is about? And then we are now denied democracy. So the Rivers State is the only state in the country that can practice democracy. They've imposed a military rule on us. Secondly, is the fact that the president acted outside the constitution. Section 188 states how a governor can leave office, either by death or by resignation or by impeachment. It didn't say that one day you wake up and one man called the president of Nigeria will just wake up and throw you out of office. It makes democracy unstable. So that's what's going on in Rivers State.
Who do you suspect has a hand in all this?
The president.
What about the FCT minister?
It's between the president and the FCT minister. One, the president wants a power grab. They want to frighten governors who may likely not support them for 2027. And so the rumor is everywhere. If you're not careful, the president will remove you. If you're not careful, the president will remove you. So this is all about sharing money and 2027 politics.
But the president cited political instability and a crisis in the state as the reason for this move. I know already you feel like that's not true, but do you believe this justifies the declaration of a state of emergency?
No. What is stability? Tell me what is stability in Rivers State. Is it between the governor and the former governor or the FCT minister? Or is
that's exactly what we need to, that's exactly what we need to know from you. You know what is happening in the background. We can only
hear that absolutely. If the president says it's insecurity, they blew the pipe. What about the other parts of the country where there is insecurity? Is the president saying that they should impose emergency rule on him? They can't, because he's a democratically elected president. Nobody can impose emergency rule on him because of the fact that there is serious insecurity in the northeast and the northwest, even in the southeast, even in the south. So now the fact that those pipes, if they were blown, I don't know what happened in Rivers State, the fact that it happened, the governor has no responsibility, has no security responsibility. Security responsibility rests squarely on the president. So why punish a man who did not commit an offense? That's the question to ask. Why punish a man who did not commit an offense? Because if the president can just wake up without you breaking the law and remove you, the president is not a member of the Rivers State House of Assembly. He's neither the speaker nor a member of the State Assembly. The president is not the governor of Rivers State. The governor of Rivers State has not resigned. The governor of Rivers State has not died. Then he announces the removal. How?
So what do you think the governor
I am surprised at the Attorney General. Again, I am absolutely surprised at the Attorney General.
Yeah, that's Rotimi Amaechi responding to questions from DW Africa. There are a few stunning statements that Rotimi made, and one of the reasons why I thought I could just share my 2 cents with you and then get from you, elicit from you your take, what you think after watching this to the end. So please watch it to the end. You'll find it quite interesting because this is about us answering questions that we, and in the open, by the way, I may say, but answering questions now in the open, questions that we've had inside of us for a while. But before I go on, one of the questions I want to ask you that Rotimi mentioned is, Rotimi said that Nigerians do not dislike corruption again. Let me just say that again so that it sinks in. Rotimi Amaechi said that Nigerians don't dislike corruption again, or rather anymore. Do you agree with that statement? Nigerians don't like corruption anymore. Do you agree with the fact that a person who was once governor, who gave Rivers State Wike, because I believe at one point in time Wike was his chief of staff, a person who was governor, who was also minister, who also was a part of the APC, this APC that we now call APC from hell, is saying that Nigerians don't dislike corruption anymore. Do you agree with him? Now, furthermore to that, he also alleges as well that Tinubu is actually the instigator of the crisis of Rivers State because of power grab come 2027. Do you agree with that take from Rotimi Amaechi? But before you answer that, um, I want to say to those who are meeting this content for the first time, please like, share, and subscribe. And also put your comments in the comment section to the questions I've already asked. And to those who have been following us and are not yet subscribed, please do so. Subscribe and join in amplifying the voice that we are trying to put out, especially towards 2027, where we want to try and create some awareness and sensitization to help Nigerians, especially to free Nigerians from these corrupt entities that we have as government officials. Now, back to the question. Do you agree to the statements that Rotimi Amaechi made? I, for one, think that at one point in time, as a governor, I cannot really point to say that Rotimi really fought corruption. People from Rivers State will be the biggest judge of this. Was he a corruption fighter? Did he really do well for Rivers State? As a minister, at the time when he was a minister, what was your take? What do you think Rotimi did to warrant him asking Nigerians to go to the street and fight and call Tinubu out and fight against these corrupt entities that we currently have as government officials? Because, as I often say, when they had the opportunity to fix the nation, they didn't. If they had done what they needed to do at the time, we would not have a Tinubu today. By the way, we wouldn't even have a Wike, by the way, anyway. He said he also was disappointed at the Attorney General of the Federation, who also acknowledged that and supported the fact that Tinubu can actually, declare a state of emergency, and he faulted Fubara. Do you also agree with that? This is where our judiciary has come to. We know we don't have a judiciary anymore. We know it's a rubber stamp judiciary, just as we have our legislature as well. Whatever the president wants, the president gets. And that's the thing about corruption. That judicial independence, we don't have it anymore. He mentioned something about the crisis in River State as well. Again, it said that the fight between Fubara and Wike is about how to share money, River State resources. If you have checked one of the videos I did, a couple of them I did about Dele to me, where he talked about him not getting involved in the battle between amongst criminals or battle between thieves. And he proverbially likened Fubara and Wike to thieves who were trying to steal from River State. So Rotimi Amaechi is actually seconding to that. Do you agree with it? Okay. Do you agree that the fight between Fubara and Wike is about River State resources? Wike has made it clear that he wants his structure back. And we know it's a cost structure of corruption. We know the fact that Wike has come out to tell the nation and he bought political forms for all the people in Rivers State Assembly. So it means they are beholden to him, not to Rivers people. So, and he says this is about the fight of corruption, the fight to steal from Rivers State resources. So, do you agree with him as well on that? That's another question that you need to answer. That's the question we need to ask ourselves, and that's why we need to bring that to the comment section. Let's have this chat. Now, I don't want to be the one providing all the solutions, because this content, this channel is about you and me trying to provide solutions and then sensitize our people. Because remember, leadership matters a lot. All right. So I'll quickly run through a few other things that he mentioned. And he says the rumor is everywhere that the president will remove governors who don't agree with him, or governors who he sees as that will stand against his aspiration for a second term. So they're all aware and they're all afraid that what he's doing right now is to frighten governors, to bring them to subjection so that he can win the 2027 election. Now, do you see some of the things we've been talking about? Now, I've never been in political office, but from this channel as the strategies, what we've done is to holistically look at the entire thing that's playing on in our country and say this is where it's pointing to. At the time of this crisis in Rivers State, one of the first things I said was that everything points towards 2027. And I agree, most of you already knew that. So it might just be a rhetorical statement. But now they're coming outside to confirm to us. So do you also agree that what Amaechi's take is that it's all about 2027? It's all about power grab. He called it power grab. Now, don't take power grab as a light statement. For a politician to call out a current sitting president in Nigeria and says it's all about power grab, all that is happening in Rivers State is about power grab. Do you agree with that? You understand? Do you agree with that? So that power grab includes putting a sole administrator for 6 months. I've often said that these 6 months will not elapse until it's extended as well again. So, and then there've been tapes coming out to say that somebody's accusing Fubara of mismanagement and stolen funds. So you're telling me that within a week of this man getting into power and being the sole administrator, they've already started picking out areas where it's mismanagement money already. You've removed all political appointees, and now you're trying to witch hunt him and then make him look back so that they can impeach him when they come back in. So you've just gone into Rivers State to now remove him so you can put somebody who would now do your will so that you can win Rivers State and rig the election just the way Wike did it. That's the structure of corruption that Wike was talking about. So do you still agree that based on what I've just explained right now, that this is what Amaechi is trying to say, that this is about power grab? I put in my person to go and look at the coffers of the state. I've sacked everybody that the Fubara government put in place. And now I have control over the state, and I can then put somebody who I can coerce to say, Fubara stole money. Do you understand? So do you agree with that analysis? Do you agree with it? So put your comments in the comment section. Again, like I said, this channel is about you and me. This channel is about bringing out these conversations that we used to have in the houses and bringing them now in the open, And I want it so much so that when you were sitting down and you're having these conversations, you can play the tip and disagree. You can put your disagreement in the comment section and say, "Oh, I don't think I agree with you with the strategies. I want something else. This is what I think." You understand? So that's where we're going to. But above all, we just want the idea that we can have a country that we call our own. Okay? That's what we want. And I often also think that the insecurity in Nigeria, anyways, is manufactured. I think people created it so they can benefit from it. And that's what has happened in Rivers State. Not pipeline vandalization. It wouldn't just happen out of nowhere. So, and then all of a sudden, Rivers State is what? Under the duress of our sole administrator right now. So, what happens to other governors when they disagree with the current president? What happens to the other governors from opposition parties when they say no? But also look at our judiciary, look at the Attorney General. One thing you didn't see in this tape was that the interviewer asked him about the Attorney General, and he said he was disappointed. He's shocked at the Attorney General, but he didn't criticize him. He said because he used to be his lawyers as well. So you can see how the rich look after themselves. There's nothing wrong with being rich, but we just look at the way our politicians, I rephrase that. You can see how our politicians look after themselves. So the job is for you and I to make sure that we have the right sort of people in power. Not the likes of Rotimi Amaechi in my take, not the likes of Bola Tinubu in my take. We want the right sort of people who can govern with the idea that you create a nation that is befitting for all to live in, where there's equity, fairness, and justice for everybody, where you have as much shot to becoming a better person and becoming great in the country as I have, where we can speak to our government, our elected officials, and we call them to order and they will listen, not being threatened by that. So these are some of the questions that this has raised. But I think the key part here, the key takeaway here is that Amaechi has accused Bola Tinubu as being the instigator of this crisis in Rivers State. And also, he's also confirmed some of the statements that you have made in your bedroom by saying that these, and then confirming what Lele Farotimi also said, this crisis in Rivers State is also about sharing money, stealing from Rivers State. And Dele Farotimi called it the battle amongst thieves. Is that what you also agree with? That's just the long and short of the summary that's happening right now. It's also about 2027 election and power grab. Do you agree with Amaechi's summation of it as well? All right, so these are my take. These are the questions I've asked you. So you can put that in the comment section. Let's have our conversation. But now that you've watched this to this point, if you've not subscribed yet, please do so. And if you're meeting this content for the first time, please like, share, and subscribe. We need a subscription, and we need you to also share the content with others so that we can have more people be part of this change. 2027, even though it's 2 years away, is not a long time, politically speaking. If the guys who are currently running the country and ruining the country and running in the ground are already preparing for 2027, why are we waiting? So put your voice and lend your voice in this with this content, with this channel. Let us push that change. We as Nigerians and Africans we need to work to have a better government that is independent of corruption and influence from outside forces, so that we can have the country and a continent that will work for us. But again, because I'm speaking to Nigerians here and people from Rivers State, for those from Rivers State, what is your take? Do you agree with Amaechi? Do you think is a better voice to talk about corruption in Rivers State and the government, as considering the fact that he's one of you and one of the governors that you've had before. And how was his governorship position when he was governor? What did he do that made him stand out and gave him that sort of authority to actually accuse our current president? And obviously, he has more information than you might have and I might have, but do you agree with his take and his summation about what he said so far? So as always, thank you for always coming back to listen to what we have to offer. And also, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for the comments as well. Your comments have been coming in, and we love them. They are they're so inspiring, but they're also asking questions that we all must answer. So please check out other people's comment in this channel and other videos, and then you'll see that it's something that you can be part of. So as always, God bless you. Catch you up in the next video. Bye bye for now.